Okay, we're going to do a wire wrapping tutorial. This is cutter. This is a round nose plier. And this is a chain nose plier. These are the three tools you need to do this. I'm actually going to use 18 gauge wire, which I normally wouldn't wrap with, but it's more visible. And you can see what's going on here. So the first thing you do is you get a piece of wire, and sometimes people use nylon jawed wires, let's see if I can talk, to straighten it, but I just use my fingers. So you get it nice and straight. And then you do a right angle, 90-degree bend with your chain nose pliers. And you want to have a nice hard angle in there, like that. And then the next thing you do is you take your round nose pliers, and in that angle, you put one above and one below. Let's see if I can get that so you can see it. And then you take the wire over the top of the round nose. And if you continue to go, you're going to run into your bottom part of your plier, so you need to shift it a little bit. And then you finish your circle. And then at that point, I do a little bit of a tip. So you end up with a 90-degree angle again. You're going to grab across the circle with your chain nose pliers, and you're going to wrap this piece of wire around. And if you do it with a slightly upward angle as you're wrapping, it'll lay down your wraps one right under another. And then you end up with this. And then using your cutters, you are going to cut off this tail as close as you can, with the flat side towards the interior. You got a beveled side and a flat side. So you want the flat side towards what you're cutting. And then you end up with this. And then you end up with this. It's a nice little loop. I almost always do 3 wraps. I should say I always do 3 wraps. This to me is the front side. See how the 3 wraps line up and you get a straight line across the front here? And then if you look at the back side, the cut end is visible, and it also has a, it also has a curve. This to me is the back, and this is the front. Now I'm going to go through another one with 22 gauge, which is a more common gauge to use, and it'll go a little quicker. So let's see. Get my wire off here. I'm using kind of a soft wire. It's a brass wire. I'm going to straighten it, and I'm going to cut off my piece of wire. It's really weird to do this watching it on a phone. So here's my piece of wire. Here's the 90-degree bend. Nice hard right angle.
You should tell him what kind of pliers you're using too.
Oh, I'm using Lindstrom pliers. I used crappy pliers for a million years and wondered who on earth paid the money for Lindstrom pliers. But then I realized they're magical, and I have a whole bunch of them now. So I'm going to put my round nose pliers in the bend. I'm going to take the wire over the top and around, and then I'm going to shift my plier and cross this over. A nice right angle in there. I'm going to hold it with my chain nose. I'm going to do 3 wraps around. 1, 2, 3. Some people use a second pair of pliers to pull the wire around. I don't like to do that for some reason. So there's my little, squeeze it up a little bit. And then you get the nice little wrap there. I'm going to trim this off. Flat side of the cutters towards your raw edge. And you get this. And then you can put a bead on. Okay, now since my wire wrap has a front and a back, if I keep the back towards this hand as I do the second side and do my bend, I end up with what I call the ugly side. They're both on the same side. I'm going to do my second side here. And you're going to just have to learn how far back on your pliers to do your loops based on how big you like your loops to be.
And how big the loops on your pliers are.
And how big the loops on your pliers are. These have tiny loops. I wish they had bigger Lindstroms, but just have to deal. I like the handles, not the tips so much. I'm going to take this around. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to trim that off. And then you end up with a link. Now this is a little uneven, but if you take your pliers and you give it a really soft little squeeze, it'll line everybody up and they'll be straight, and tip your circle to the right direction. Then you end up with that.